Okay, when we're working with a landlord or a owner who has an investment property, there's a lot of the same things we do it to market a sale. We're going to market for the listing, but once we've got a good tenant and we've processed the application and they're approved, then what we need to do is go ahead and prepare the lease, and that's what I want to show you how to do today is to prepare the lease. So as you can see, I've logged on to Agent Anywhere. If you need to know how to do that, watch the video, and I'm going to go over here to Contracts Express, and then I'm going to hit Virginia Forms. Once I hit that, it's going to take a little while for the screen to load up. It always does. I think it's populating the forms. And so I'm going to show you the other screens that you're going to want to open or want to have while you're doing this, while that's happening. You probably are going to want to log on to Matrix, and then once you're in Matrix, go ahead and look up the MLS printout for the property, and that'll look like this, and that way you'll just have all the stats on it. You'll be able to easily access the tax record and the tax information if you need it, and you'll have it all right there at your fingertips. So go ahead and pull up the MLS sheet, and then you also are going to want to have the rental application in front of you. So you will have already had this or worked with this as you were processing the application, very likely, but this is going to have the spelling of names on it. It's going to have email addresses, contact stuff like that. So you'll want the application open up as well. Let's see if we've got our forms from Agent Anywhere opened up. They are. And what you're going to do is, because this is a rental, you click on Rental and then click OK. And it's going to bring you to the document selection. Now, in this case, we will have already done a listing agreement for these folks. We probably will have done some lead-based paint stuff. So you're going to go to Open Data File from the server, and you're going to open the landlord's last name. So find the landlord's last name on there, and go ahead and highlight that. It'll turn orange or a different color. Then scroll down to the bottom and click OK, and you'll see it'll populate all these areas. Now, I've already done the lease for this one. It's going to be a little bit faster for me if I just have it populated and just kind of show you how we walk through things. But most of the time, unless I tell you otherwise, you want Lease Common Law. Lease Common Law. So we've got that, and you're going to come down here to Input Data, and then it's going to give you the screens to edit. So go to Edit, General Information, and right here at the top, if we're representing the landlord and there's a separate person representing the tenant, then we're going to just say that we are the landlord's broker. So you need to highlight who we represent up here. The date of the lease, this is just the date you're typing it. Tenants' names are right here, the next box, and you're going to go to find that in the rental application. So scroll through there, make sure if there's a husband and a wife that you put them both in there. And not important to have their street address in there because it's not going to list anywhere on their new lease. Their past address isn't going to be important. Landlord or owner is probably in there somewhere, but if they're not, go ahead and fill in their information in this box. And then one of the most important boxes is this property description box, and that's why you want to be logged into MRIS, because then you can go straight to the tax record and pull all that stuff off of the tax record. So you need to be extra complete when you do this. So all of this information, every single bit of this information is in the tax record where it says property description, except for the MRIS number, and you'll have that in MRIS. So search, search, search. If there's a field, you'll see that it says block and square and it says there's nothing there, then you put NA. But all of this information is in the tax record, so you need to properly fill out the property description. Don't leave anything blank in that field. The broker, the selling, it says the tenant's broker. So this is who's representing the tenant. Again, that's very likely going to be here on the rental application. If not, you can ask me, but that information you can find there on the rental application or on the PDF that came through with the rental application. And then in this case, if we're preparing the lease, we're very likely the listing agent, the landlord's agent. So we fill in all the RE/MAX 100 specific information in this field here. Once you've got that, you click Next and go ahead and go on to the next video. This will be part 1 of a 2-part video on how to prepare a lease.